of our special presentation of current fighting games on the uncompromised Go utilizing the GPD WIN MAX 2 device. We will begin shortly and promptly in approximately 1 minute at 7 p.m. sharp. Alright, and welcome to Cookie Tuesday's Retro Gaming Life. Thank you for joining in on this very special stream of me showcasing the GPD WIN MAX 2 and the uncompromised games that I'm about to show. 4 games out of 8 in a 2-part special of current fighting games on the go on this amazing device created by a company that has been doing Windows gaming handheld devices since 2013. Now, I understand we live in a world where seeing is believing, and without further ado, I'm just going to get right into the game and go through arcade mode. We're going to start out with Tekken 7, but before I get truly deep into what I'm about to do, I just want to make sure that I show you that I am playing this game off the actual handheld device itself. I'm going to bring it up to the camera so you can see this. Okay, this is the actual handheld itself, and that I'm running the HDMI through this device into the capture card and showcasing this device to the fighting game community, to those who are actually tuning in to this stream. Now, I'm not getting paid or endorsed to do this work. I just wanted to share this information that there are other options and electronic devices outside of the Steam Deck that offer alternatives with specs that are equal or better in power and efficiency than the Steam Deck. So if you're looking for something different, this is exactly possibly what you're looking for, without having a large laptop or carrying a lot of huge consoles with you. This is about portability. That's the word I'm looking for. This is about portability. So, I'm going to show you right on stream. I'm going to take out the HDMI cable because I'm going to put it back in. I want you to see that this is actually streaming from the device itself. So I'm going to take this out. There we go. So I did that on purpose. Here it is, and here's the device, and I'm going to plug it back in for everyone to see. So I did that on purpose. Here it is, and here's the device, and I'm going to plug it back in for everyone to see. There we go. And it's going to sync. There we go. And without further ado, let's get into Tekken 7. I'm going to go into arcade mode. This is like my entire Steam library here. Of course, not all of it is shown. And then, after arcade mode, I will then explain a little bit more about this device, where to get it, what it's about, where it's from, the creators behind it, the power behind it, and how come not too many people know about it within the fighting game community. So of course I'll be playing the device in my hand like this so y'all can see that this is exactly what I'm doing. So of course I'll be playing the device in my hand like this so y'all can see that this is exactly what I'm doing. So I've been a long time Tekken player. Ever since Tekken 2 came out, that's when I was introduced to it. And then I went backwards and played Tekken 1. And then, of course, I played Tekken 3 and 4 and tried to continue onward with the sequels, playing it in the arcade. I was never top tier high level in this game, but I played it enough to where I was able to hold my own. Alright, so I'm going to press start and get right into it. So, just want to show you that this device is able to play all of our current fighting games at 60 frames a second without even dropping it. So, going into the options mode, I can show you that with the graphics display settings, we're at full screen, 1920 by 1080. I have VSync on. I have the rendering scale at 90%, mainly for power efficiency of this device, because I could get about 3.5 to 4 hours of battery life with this handheld. Everything is on medium settings, which is actually the default settings. I didn't put everything on high. May change the way the game play, so I left everything literally at default. So these are all default settings. Alright, and here we go. We're going to play offline. We're going to get into arcade battle. So I remain a Anna Williams main. I've been playing with Anna Williams ever since Tekken 2. She has always been my favorite character, and I will always love her to the very end. So I'm going to move this way so y'all can actually see that I'm playing from this device. There's no eGPU connected to it, so that's the power cord, the white power cord into the wall, and the HDMI cable hooked to the capture card. Yes, and if you're joining in, thank you for joining in to Cookie Tuesday's Retro Gaming Life, the special presentation of the GPD WIN MAX 2 to the fighting game community, playing uncompromised fighting games on the go without any alterations. This is at native settings. I repeat, native settings of Tekken 7. So this is the first game. And I'm going through arcade mode. Always been this anime fan. I'm probably be an Anna Williams fan to the day I die. And hopefully when Tekken 8 come out, I truly hope she's like in the game. Like I will play the game if Anna's there, most likely I'm there. So. Yes, and if you have any questions about what I'm doing with this device or the games or where to buy this device, please let me know. I'll let you know all that information in the information that you can type into the chat.
Round 1. Fight.
Ooh. Okay. So yes, this game is playing right now at native settings. Didn't change any of the graphical settings. We're running through Steam, of course. My entire Steam library is on this SSD of 4 terabytes of space, and that's just one of 2 SSDs that this handheld can support. So we're running off a M.2 2280 SSD of 4 terabytes single-sided. And that's where my entire Steam library is stationed.
Round one. Fight. KO. Round two.
Alright, so that was arcade mode with Tekken 7 with me using Anna Williams displaying this particular game on the GPD WIN MAX 2 device at native settings. I'm going to allow the credits to go through while I explain a little bit more about this device. So I've been following the company GPD WIN for the last several years. I think I've been following them since 2013. They were already creating handheld devices for the Android gaming handheld community. So a little bit about the company. GPD stands for Gamepad Digital. Their main offices and manufacturing is in Shenzhen, China, which happens to be the Silicon Valley of Asia. And they have offices, of course, in Hong Kong, and they should distribute these handhelds all around the world. So it was around 2013, 2014 that they released their first handheld Windows portable gaming device known as the Win 1. And with each iteration, they continue to upgrade these devices, make them better throughout time, add new features, and of course, the technology would be upgraded, more space, more RAM, better battery life, and to where we are right now. So this is really not a new phenomenon, but one of the greatest selling points for the GPD company was that you was able to play your Steam games on their handheld device. And of course, with each and every handheld that they would release, it would be better. Giving us more access to the AAA games that would run natively on the go without having to do too many tweakings with the settings. But since this handheld came out, which is the successor to the Win Max 1 of 2019 and of 2020 and 2021, this has taken it to a whole new level with technology that far surpasses the Steam Deck in every likeness. Now, if you're looking for something a bit more portable and you're not interested in the 10.1 screen, which that's what this is, they have a smaller version coming out known as the Win 4, which looks almost like a PSP handheld device. I'll get into that shortly with pictures, of course, and with a flip-up screen. And it will have the same 6800U AMD processor from this device into that device. The exact same settings with up to support of 4TB single-sided M.2 2280 SSD. Alright, we're going to continue to let these credits play through before we get into the next fighting game. So the specs of this system is as such. So you can get it in various models where you get it with 16 gigabytes of RAM or 32 gigabytes, a 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte 2280 hard drive, with the option for the second SSD, which is a M.2 2230, which at max, those smaller SSDs, the same one that's actually in the Steam Deck, holds up to 2 terabytes. So you could put an extra 2 terabytes on a second SSD for like a maximum of 6 terabytes internally. Then when you tack on the SD card slot and then the micro SD card slot, which are 2 SD card slots separate native to this device, you can have another 2 terabytes for a total of 8 terabytes of space on this device, which of course surpasses the Steam Deck by light years. Yes, if I'm going too fast, let me know. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop comments into this stream, and I'll be more than happy to entertain those questions. Alright, so the next fighting game we're going to go into once these credits finish rolling is Dead or Alive 6. Thank you, thank you. Oh, hey, Dr. B, I'm going to assume that's you. Thank you for joining in. We just finished the first arcade round through of Tekken 7. Wanted to make sure that I showcase that first as I go through these other 3D fighting games. Wanted to choose games specifically that was graphically intensive on this device. Speaking of which, you know, Tekken 7, that's one soundtrack I actually do not have. I have all the Tekken soundtracks leading up to 6, but 7 actually totally like went over my head, and all the music is actually good in this game. And when you spend a lot of time playing this game, doing all the extra stuff, you can unlock all the music from all the previous Tekken games in the soundtracks collection, which I thought was pretty cool memorial, like I want to say a memorial specialty, but specialty is not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for like almost like internal memorabilia that they put in the game where you can access all the songs, not just the arcade versions of the track music, but also the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 versions of those tracks when the games first came out. Because if anyone that played Tekken in the arcade knew that the arcade music was very much different than the PlayStation home release, which is almost like they gave them remixes when the PS versions came out, which I thought was always better sounding versions. But most of the 3D fighting games tend to do that, with the exception of Dead or Alive. I know Soul Calibur and what is it? Soul Blade or Soul Edge. They did the same thing. The PlayStation versions of the music was like such an upgrade from the arcade version. But anyway, enough of that. I wanted to let that play through. We're gonna change into the next game. We're gonna go into Dead or Alive 6 now. So we're gonna go in for a quick couple of second commercial break while I switch over this game. Hold on. Alright, so this game is loading. Just want to let y'all know once again, I am running these games at native settings. There's no graphical changes in any of the graphic options of these Steam games, and they're all running at 60 frames per second. Now, there may be some screen differences between the handheld device that I'm using and the screen that it's being projected on, only because when you run something through HDMI, each TV is different, each monitor is different, and I'm using Asus monitors to project from the capture card from the Win 2 device onto that screen. Once again, if you have any questions regarding what I'm doing, please leave your comments in the chat and I will address those as such. So this is DOA 6. I'm going to get into this right now. So each game I'm going to go straight into arcade mode. So we're going to do arcade. I'm going to put normal. Alright. Alright, we're going to get right back into the talk scene. So you can see me. There I go. Alright. So I did not unlock the extra characters here because in DOA 5 and 6, outside of Lei Fang, I play with Mai Shiranui because she is one of my main characters in most of the SNK games that she's in. But in the DOA series, the native character that I play with the most is Lei Fang. The only thing I found odd about this game is that I have to unlock her Chinese dress. This was always a default dress of hers throughout DOA 2 up. And I guess after 5 they decided to make this an unlockable outfit. I don't know why. But you get 3 different colors here. So I'm going to go with her sporty Tai Chi Chuan outfit here. Okay. Yes, and mind you, once again, this is like uncompromising graphics. I don't have to alter anything in the graphic settings. DOA 6, I did change the screen size because if you go too deep with the DPI, then of course it's too much for the graphics card. So I changed the screen settings to kind of match with the refresh rate, which is why it's able to move so smooth. Complete at 60 frames a second.
You can call on me anytime.
Today's the day. I will defeat you.
Yes, we're definitely going to catch up on some fighting games together, all of us. Yeah, next year is going to be awesome, for sure. I just can't wait to actually close out this year.
Come, attack me if you dare.
So sorry, but this fight is mine.
So as you can see, I haven't had any problem performing any of the moves on this device. The biggest upgrade about the WIN MAX 2 that I really like is that the L2 and the R2 buttons are actually analog buttons now. So if you play racing car games and that's your thing, you can now control the brake and the acceleration speed with those triggers. Yeah, I love me some Lei Feng. Oh, she's my favorite female in all of Dead or Alive. Yes, this is like... This is why I actually wanted you to get like this handheld device, because you would be able to play all of your fighting games, including CVS2, classics, all of that on the go, uncompromised. Like you have like the arcade in your pocket, literally. Ooh. Woo! Oh, she got me. Ooh. Look at the graphics. My girl's hair came undone. I swear, DOA should just get so much more love than what it has. It's just as deep as Tekken, and just as technical as Virtual Fighter 5. With all of the parries that are in this game and the defensive systems that are in this game, I think this probably is my favorite 3D fighting game out of all the 3D fighting games would be DOA. Ooh, I'm getting beat up. Ooh, I guess that was her rival in this game. I cleared the arcade without losing. Okay. Okay. Do I get any credits here? Ooh. I guess I leveled up. Ooh, I unlocked a costume. What else I get? Okay, I could. Ooh, okay. Yes. Okay, so that was going straight through the arcade mode with Dead or Alive 6. Before I go into the next fighting game, just wanted to give a little bit of more information about this device for those who are actually tuning in. Once again, if you haven't taken the time to subscribe to Strike First Gaming Twitch, please do take a moment to subscribe to our channel, as we all stream different times throughout the day. As you know, I stream the Retro Gaming Life every Tuesdays from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. and thank you so much for joining in for this part 1 of 2 parts presentation of uncompromised current fighting games on the go on the GPD WIN MAX 2, this handheld device that you see me here that I am using streaming through the capture card, which you can see right here I have in front of the camera. So I went through already, we played through Tekken 7 and we just finished Dead or Alive 6. We're now going to exit out. Yep, let's get to exit the game. And I have some information that I would like to share before I move into the next game. This is like my entire Steam library that you can see in the backdrop here on a 4 terabyte M.2 2280 single-sided SSD. Also, I made the investment and purchased an extra 2 terabyte of a 2230 SSD. So I have a total of 6 terabytes in this particular handheld, and I can run anything in any console emulation up to about almost PS4 level. So we're going to go right into here. I'm going to put this on the full screen so people can see this company. They're not endorsing me at all to actually advertise their stuff, but I just wanted to share this with the community for other alternatives outside of the Steam Deck. This WIN MAX 2 gives you twice as much more power, twice as much more space. Of course, it comes as a 10.1 inch screen handheld device like a full computer. And if you're looking for something more portable than 10.1 inch screen, then they're about to launch their new campaign over the next couple of days, which I am lowering it to this right here, which you can see it is called the WIN 4. So the exact same specs of the WIN MAX 2 that's right here that you see me playing with are identical in this more portable PSP looking handheld device known as the WIN 4. The website up here is gpd.hk, and if I roll the cursor over to products, you can see that there are different products by this company, and the handheld that you see me playing with right now is where my cursor is circling around. But the more portable version of the 10.1 inch screen will be this device here, and their campaign is launching on the Indiegogo platform in approximately, I believe, 15 days from now. Don't quote me, but if you go to this site, this will show you all the information that you need to know, because I understand we live in a world of seeing is believing. Once again, seeing is believing for yourself. Like I said, once again, if you have any questions, please leave them into the comments below. So about the WIN 4, which will have the same specs as the WIN MAX 2 right here that I'm circling around, has this flip up, slide up screen almost similar to like a Nokia Sidekick with an integrated keyboard. Yes, the advertisement here is to showcase that you can run all of your AAA Steam games, and for the fighting game community to which I'm marketing this to, you can play all of your AAA fighting games without any issue. And so, moving forward off of that, these are other handheld devices that they have here. The XP Plus is their Android handheld gaming, if you're into the Android operating system device. This is the WIN MAX 2021, though, sorry, it's not. Ooh, let me go back. There we go. Here, oops, the cursor's doing its own thing. There we go. It's somewhere in the corner there, but that was the previous iteration of the one that I'm playing right now. I believe I just clicked on it, and I'm going to, yeah, So that was the previous iteration model of the 2021 that had an i7 processor, which was actually running all the fighting games that you see me run right now without an issue, with the exception of Dead or Alive 6. Dead or Alive 6 had some issues. I had to tweak it heavily on that previous iteration device. But on the new one, oh my God, as you can see, I have no struggles at all. Now, a slight video of the Win 4, because once again, I said seeing is believing. And like Whitney Houston liked to say, show the receipts. I like to show the receipts, so here you go. This is the Win 4. So for anyone who doesn't understand what the Indiegogo campaign is, Indiegogo is a platform where companies get crowdfunding to raise funds for manufacturing and costs of building a device. This is the next device that they are releasing, and most likely it'll be released sometime before the summer of 2023. But this is the Win 4 that you see, the smaller, more pocketable version of the handheld that you see me playing right here. So right now, I guess their example is Red Dead Redemption 2. Once again, I'm not being endorsed to market these videos on behalf of them, but I do like to share other people's videos, and so full credit goes to GPD of Shenzhen and of Hong Kong. These are their videos. You could go to YouTube, as you can see, where I'm playing it from, and you can check out their devices and where to buy this stuff now. I'm going to switch over for a second. You can now buy the WIN MAX 2 device on Amazon. So here it is. Some stuff is back ordered because as the word is going out to the video gaming community, this item has been selling out like hotcakes, let me tell you. But for some reason, I don't think our martial arts gaming community really knows about this device like that, or it hasn't been marketed properly. So I'm trying to do my part in sharing the word. Please do share this video with those out there that are interested in a more alternative, more powerful device than that heavy brick of a Steam Deck. Let's see. You can also go to Geek Buying. Geek Buying has pre-sales for the WIN MAX 2 device, and also AliExpress. This device is also available at AliExpress without it having to be a pre-order. Okay, enough of the marketing for right now. You can go back to this at your viewing pleasure, for which now thanks to shout outs to Dr. B for allowing me to giving me the knowledge on how to save my videos on our Twitch channel. I actually didn't know that, so thank you, Brandon, for letting me know that. And now my videos will be sticking on our Twitch channel, and you could go back and skip around to see this marketing right here. So I'm going to minimize this, and we're going to get into our next game, and we're going to get into Mortal Kombat 11. I'm going to zoom down here. That's our next presentation of the day here. Play, yes, Mortal Kombat 11. Once again, going through arcade mode and showcasing the wonders of this device. Uncompromised gameplay of 60 frames per second without a dip. This is loading, of course. We're going to let it load and do its thing. So, of course, once I get into the settings, I'm going to have to put this into full screen because there is a... the sync is not always the same with Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, I noticed, when connecting this device to an external screen. So we're going to go into our options, and then we're going to go over to video and make this into full screen. Let's see, here we go. We're in borderless right now, so we're going to do full screen. Yes, we want to save these changes, and that should fix our issue. There we go. Yes, we want to keep that. So you should be able to see that. Let's see. Ooh, it says out of sync. Let's see here. Hold on, y'all. Let me get back into my options and change that again one more time. Let's see, video, graphics. Okay, let's see about that. Okay, we're back into borderless. Let's see what we can do.
Custom blur.
Okay. V-Sync. Oop, I exited out. Okay, we don't want V-Sync. Let's try this again. Okay. Okay. Let's try that. Okay, so it actually shows that there is an output difference. So for the moment, we're going to have to deal with window or borderless with V-Sync. So that's what we're going to do. We'll deal with the borderless for right now. And we'll play in that mode for the moment. Okay. Alright. Hold on here. There we go. So we'll have to stick with that for the moment. Sorry about that. So what we'll do is we'll minimize that in the backdrop and get back to this. Alright. Let's see.
Towers of classic towers.
There we go. Classic towers. Alright, so I'm gonna go into, where are we? 8 opponents seem okay. We'll do 8 opponents. And of course, I'm always been a Katana and a Sindel main ever since MK2 and 3. So I'm gonna go with the sound and true female that I always play with. Okay, so this particular settings of the game is at full settings, maximum full settings, no changes in the graphics except for the minor screen alteration because the HDMI is not syncing the way it should or connecting with my capture card the way I'd like. So I'm gonna have to figure out those settings at another time to see how that works. But as you can see right now, we'll play in this window for the moment.
I hope then we are not enemies. Round 1, fight. Round 2, fight.
Can't kill Raiden. I refuse to kill Raiden. Can't kill Raiden. I refuse to kill Raiden. Alright, Cetrion is next. I've always enjoyed fighting her. She's different. I hope that in Mortal Kombat 12 they bring her back in some capacity.
Liu Kang is your destiny, Kitana.
That is for me to decide, Cetrion.
The sands of time ordain it.
Round 1. Fight.
It is not your day.
Round 2. Fight. Beware your bond with Liu Kang.
Relationship advice, Scorpion?
Losing him will burn your soul. Round 1. Fight.
I will execute you.
Round 2. Fight. Finish him.
To outworlders of all races.
Sounds too good to be true, Kitana. Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight!
Oh, something must have happened. Did I press something? Oh, uh-oh. I pressed something. I don't know what I did. Alright, we're gonna have to exit out for a second. I pressed something while I was moving around. We're gonna have to exit out for a second, but that's okay, because we could get right back into the game and continue where we left off. So, let's see what's going on here. Alright. Let's see, show us what went wrong. Okay. Let's end this task here. Okay. Alright. We'll just relaunch Steam again and continue where we left off. Oh wow, that was a quick load. Gotta love SSDs. Okay, so we're gonna get right back into our MK11 match. Okay. There we go. Simple fix. Alright.
Conquer.
Okay. Let's change some stuff here. See if we can make this a bit bigger. Maybe we can experiment for a minute. Ooh, that's not big at all. Let's try that again. Nope. See what we got here. Basic one. Nope. Okay, so we're just gonna have to deal with this for a moment.
Okay. Story. Classic towers.
Okay, I was almost at the end of the other tower, so I'm gonna keep it simple. Okay. Okay. 5 matches is not bad. Okay.
I stand ready to assist your regime, Katana.
It's best we go it alone.
Segregation can only lead to conflict. Round 1. Fight!
Your day.
Round 2. Fight!
Game data is corrupted. Please verify game installation integrity file. Okay. So I'm going to have to go and check up on my installation of MK11. I got to see what's going on. Okay, that's okay. We'll figure this out. See, I moved over my data from my previous WIN MAX device through a system called ghosting your hard drive, and I ghosted that hard drive and I moved it over to the new Max device. So some things may not be completely ready yet. So this was an anomaly that I did not expect, but I will work through it. So because of that, I'm just going to move on to the next game. I'll figure out at some other point what went on, but for the most part, what I wanted to make sure that I showcase to you guys is that MK11 is able to run 60 frames a second without any dips. So that was the most important part. So I was able to showcase that, even though I didn't finish arcade mode. So that is okay. So I'm going to end task this. and we'll move on to our last game of the night, which is Soul Calibur, which in actuality will be the first time I think I have played that game completely through. I had Soul Calibur VI, and I remember playing the campaign to that game a while back, but it's been a long time since I've gone through the actual arcade mode of Soul Calibur VI, so I honestly don't even remember the endings. I remember being turned off a bit that 6 was a retelling of parts 1 through 3, and since I'm a big fan of the Soul Calibur series, especially how it evolved from Soul Edge, I wasn't a big fan on how they wanted to retell the story while adding elements that were missing from the original games, but I guess their thought process was we're going to elaborate and tell stuff that was never told from parts 1 through 4. Something very similar to Mortal Kombat when they decided to retcon a lot of the story and rewrite things from parts 9 to 11. Okay, so we're going to get into Soul Calibur 6. This is our last game of the night. I apologize about the anomaly with Mortal Kombat 11. Played the game earlier, everything was running fine. Didn't think that there was some issues with it. May have to do a reinstallation. So I didn't know that there were some parts that may have been corrupted. But here we go. Soul Calibur 6. Soul Calibur 6. Let's do this. So as far as I know, this game doesn't have any issues running in full screen mode, which is awesome. I've been able to change the resolution to this many times and notice that I like it 1080 by 720 or 1080 by 1290. But you'll see that in 1 second, because right now we're in full screen mode, of course, and it works perfectly. But I can actually make it fill all the bezels of the screen, which is exactly what I'm about to do right now before I go into arcade mode. Okay. Yeah, there we go. That's the one I like, 1920 by 1080. And now it literally fills the entire screen. And it's so beautiful. Okay, arcade mode, here we come. Difficulty to normal. So, when I first started playing Soul Edge, my first character that I ever played with was Taki. And I ran Taki all the way until Soul Calibur 1 was released for the Dreamcast back in 1999. And then I was conflicted between Isabella Valentine, aka Ivy, and Xianghua. And over time, I ended up choosing Xianghua over Ivy. Even though I know how to still play with Ivy a little bit, Xianghua would be my second main. Then Ivy would be my third main. And then by Soul Calibur 3 or 4, I forget which iteration, the introduction of Setsuka ended up being my fourth main character. Like, they changed Setsuka a lot in this game, which kind of hurts my feelings because she doesn't look the same like she originally did. So I don't play with her in this game as much, but Xianghua I still run like that, the same as well as Taki. And the graphics just look amazing. And once again, here's the handheld device in my hand, running it through the capture card, HDMI.
Looks like I have to give my all.
I'll fight you. This is it.
Victory goes to the last one standing.
Yeah, this is like such an epic game.
Come. This is as far as you go. I'll decimate you. You'll be lost to history.
Victory will not come easily. It must be seized.
I'll decimate you.
Wow, these graphics.
Come.
Fight to your last breath.
Give me no choice.
Fight.
This is as far as you go. I'll decimate you. Now stay down. Watch over me, Mother. You can't stop me. Just kidding.
Yeah, I forget about how fun this game is.
You fought so bravely.
Justice will prevail.
Yeah, that should be the line of the night, Jean-Claude. Justice will prevail. I hope that's true.
In a cursed castle hall, warriors dance in a masquerade of death.
You think you can keep up? I'm not afraid anymore.
Battle 1. Fight.
Block this!
Victory will not come easily. It must be seized. Battle 2. Fight.
Come to me!
Watch over me.
Alright, if you're just joining in, once again, this is Cookie Tuesday's Retro Gaming Life with a special of the GPD WIN MAX 2, playing current fighting games on the uncompromised Go. So we already went through Tekken 7, Dead or Alive 6, a little bit of Mortal Kombat 11 before we had some issues with that game for anomalous reasons that were unforeseen. And now we're in Soul Calibur 6. Oh yeah. Well, I was playing with Katana, so I didn't end up fighting against Jade and MK11. So, a really good sweet spot for this game is 1080 by 720. It runs perfectly at a 60 frames per second when you keep everything at its default settings. So the default settings is what the game will determine what this system can handle and continue to move at 60 frames a second without it dropping. I kind of upped the resolution a little bit, so it's not running completely at 60 frames that you see right now. It's running maybe like at 57 frames, and that's because I upped it a little bit higher than I should have. But it shows the potential of the device. So to get the full 60 frames, I would have to go back into the graphics settings and leave this at the native settings that the benchmark determined will keep it running at 60 frames, which still makes it look just as detailed as it has been.
Victory goes to the last one standing. Victory will not come easily. It must be seized.
Really love the level of detail of this game. And then having it in my pocket on a handheld device makes it look even much more sweeter.
No complaints here.
Yeah, they really put a lot of detail into the outfits.
Warriors cross swords beneath the gaze of the ancient gods.
You think you can keep up?
My mission is what matters, not you.
Battle 1. Fight! Victory will not come easily. It must be seized. Battle 2. Fight! Victory will not come easily. It must be seized. Battle 3. Fight!
Watch over me, Mother. You can't stop me. Do you give up?
Victory will not come easily. It must be seized. Battle 4. Fight!
All mine. Watch over me, Mother. You can't. Do you give up?
Claim victory and bask in the glory.
Excellent. No complaints here.
single slash can cut even the frozen hair in two.
You think you can keep up?
Come on, let's do this. Battle 1, fight! Victory goes to the last one standing. Battle 2, fight!
Try this!
Hey, welcome. Yeah, we on the last game right now with Soul Calibur 6 on the Win Max 2, as I'm playing directly through this device. I actually forgot how much fun it is to play Soul Calibur. I have this for PS, and also, of course, I'm playing it right now through Steam, as you can see. But I don't often get to play a lot of my newer games like that, the way that I should. So it's nice to be able to change things up for a little bit and play the newer games, because I actually do enjoy them. And Shang Hua has been a long-time favorite of mine since Soul Calibur 1, along with Ivy. Yes, and happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Thank you for joining in. This is me showcasing the GPD WIN MAX 2, another alternative handheld device with integrated video gaming controls that you can play all of your current fighting games and emulation on at a perfect 60 frames a second without compromise. Of course, I'm running this device through my capture card. Oh. Oh. Ah, he got me. Oh yeah, so I'm also going to showcase again at the end of this video where you can get it. But to answer your question real quick, it depends on the settings. This device can come with 16 gigabytes of RAM with a 1 terabyte hard drive or a 2 terabyte SSD, and it'll cost you about $1,100. If you go with the much more beefier settings, which comes with 32 gigabytes of RAM and 2 terabyte hard drive, it'll run you about $1,400 to $1,500 depending on the distributor. And of course, I have receipts, websites to show you where you can get this stuff. I went a little bit more deeper, Sorry, I'm like trying to play the game and like answer the question at the same time. I'm sorry. Actually, let me do this because then I can answer it better. Okay, so what I did was I purchased this device through the Indiegogo campaign, which was $1,100 at the time, and now runs about $1,400 to $1,500. Now, if you get the lower settings, which has like the 1 terabyte hard drive, it'd be about $1,100 to $1,200 still, but you can go and get a 4 terabyte SSD, which is what I put in here, which is running all of my Steam games, and it'd be much cheaper to do it that way. And then I even purchased an extra 2 terabyte SSD as well, so I have 6 terabytes total in here, because this device can hold 2 internal SSDs, by the way, one 2280 and one 2230. Whew. He's beating the shit out of me with that staff. So what I did, because I wanted to up the settings, I upped the settings for the resolution, which is why it's moving a little bit slower. But what this game does, it does a benchmark like a lot of the 3D games does. And when I did the benchmark with Calibur VI, it left everything at native settings. So this is not really the native settings. These are like the HD settings if you have like a 4 terabyte graphics card. So that's why it's moving like at 52 to 57 frames a second. But if I left this at the native settings of the game itself, then I'll be running at like a full 60 frames uncompromised. I kind of just wanted to show what this device can do on upped settings, but at native settings, this will run at 60 frames without a dip, without an issue. And that's all fighting games, including 3D fighting games and 2D fighters. Got him.
Victory will not come easily. It must be seized.
So the major selling point about this device is a 10.1 inch screen, small bezels, like literally edge to edge screen. You get like the full 10-inch screen. Caught him. So yes, at the end of this arcade mode, I will be able to go back into showcasing a little bit more of the history of the device, the who, what, when, where, and why of this device, and the differences between this and the Steam Deck and the next handheld gaming devices that is actually coming out by this company, GPD of Shenzhen.
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
I'm pretty good, right?
Yeah, I gotta say, Soul Calibur's music is so epic. I feel like I get transported to a different dimension with the music of this game.
The winds fan the flames of the warriors' fighting spirits.
You think you can keep up?
It is anyone's battle. Victory goes to the last one standing. Stand, fight to your last breath.
Just kidding.
Claim victory and bask in the glory.
Thanks for the exercise.
The memories of ancient battles slumber eternally unknown.
You think you can keep up?
Very well, but I have questions of my own. Battle 1, fight! You're mine! What?
Block this. Try this.
Victory will not come easily. It must be seized. Battle 2, fight! last one standing.
Me.
Claim victory and bask in the glory.
Thanks for the exercise.
Congratulations.
Alright, I got through the arcade mode without losing. Now that's an achievement in itself, especially in a game like this. It's so easy to get beat up. And I didn't change the settings at all except for the resolution to show like high scaling, how this device can really showcase all of our AAA games at like its highest max. Main menu. Yes. Alright. So we went through DOA 6, Tekken 7, a little bit of Mortal Kombat 11 before it had some mechanical issues with, I guess, my installation in my device that I didn't know about. So I'm going to have to recheck that again, and probably will reissue that game as an extra game for the next part of this series next Tuesday. So we will definitely revisit Mortal Kombat 11 again after I reinstall the game and fix whatever files was the issue. And, of course, going through Soul Calibur 6. If you stayed all the way to the end of this stream, thank you ever so much. Take a moment to subscribe to Strike First Gaming, as I stream every Tuesdays from 7 p.m. to 10. The purpose of this special part presentation of part 1 was to showcase that there are other alternatives in the Steam Deck out there that actually can capitalize on more space, more power, more RAM, as it dubs as not only a full-size computer at 10 inches, but also a handheld device capable of doing much more with integrated video game controls. As you can see right there, I was playing on that the entire time. This will be happening next week as well, with part 2 continuing with current fighting games on the Uncompromised Go on the GPD WIN MAX 2 device. That's what this is called. I'm going to exit out of here real quick. Ooh. As I revisit one more time where you can actually get this device. Let's exit. Yes. Okay. I felt like I was fighting in a war. Like Soul Calibur really takes you transports you to a whole nother dimension. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up here. Yeah, so back to the company's main webpage. So this is the company's main webpage one more time, gpd.hk. Their factories are in Shenzhen, which is in the Guangdong provinces of China, also known as the City of Technology. Shenzhen in Guangdong province is dubbed as the Silicon Valley of Asia, where a lot of innovative pieces of technology are created, and this company, Gamepad Digital GPD, has been doing these handheld gaming devices since before 2012 as Android handhelds, but then broke into changing their handhelds into Windows-based operating devices from 2013-2014 on. These devices also can run Linux and Unix as well, which I believe what the Steam Deck is also running on, a like Linux-based operating system while running the Steam OS system. This I'm running Windows 11, of course, with AMD drivers, because this is an AMD integrated graphics card that is capable of outputting more visual RAM than normal, which is what is allowing this device to run all the games at 60 frames per second. Now, keep in mind, I'm marketing this device and sharing this information with the fighting game community. So this information is specifically for the fighting game world and fighting games that we play, and that they are all capable of running on this device and running at 60 frames without having to compromise any of the visual or graphical settings on this system, as you can see. For more information about that, gpd.hk, to learn more about the WIN MAX 2, which is the product that I was using this entire time. Now, they're about to launch another campaign within the next 10 to 15 days, I believe, which is the WIN 4, which is this device right here that I'm highlighting with my cursor. That device right there is a miniature version of the device that I have in my hand right here that looks very closely similar to a Sony PS Vita. That has a slide-up screen like a Nokia Sidekick from back in the 90s, and also has a keyboard underneath it. So it comes with Wi-Fi 6, it comes with micro SD card, comes with 2 terabyte 2280 SSD, and it can hold up to a single-sided 4 terabyte SSD, just like this device that I have in front of me. So it will have the same exact specs as the WIN MAX 2, but the WIN 4 will be 6-inch screen, and it'll be more pocketable than the one that I have here. So if you're into something that's a bit more miniature, then perhaps the WIN 4 is for you and not the WIN MAX 2. So I would keep a close eye on that. Go to the Indiegogo page where they do a lot of their campaigns, where you get like almost like a $500 discount when you decide to sponsor the campaign. You're one of the first people that get their devices before everyone else, which is how I got my WIN MAX 2. So if you have any more questions about this, this would be the main web page. And I just want to let you know that I'm not being endorsed or paid to do any of this. I've been following their devices since 2013 when I had the WIN 1. And trust me, those specs from way back then are so inferior to where we are now that this device here is just light years ahead of then and light years ahead of what the Steam Deck is. I truly believe that Valve probably was feeling a certain kind of way that this Chinese company was making these handhelds for all these years and utilizing the Steam OS on their devices, and I guess Steam or Valve Corp wanted to have a bit more control by creating their own device that's using their own system and their own OS. So with that being said, they promised our community that their handheld can play all of our fighting games and more, with their alterations that they made at 60 frames per second. And unfortunately, that is not necessarily the case. And when you have a device that only can hold 512 gigabytes of space, it makes you wonder, how do you have your Steam library without having to compensate, uninstall, and reinstall? Now, with the WIN MAX 2 and with the GPD WIN 4, you can actually put in a 4 terabyte SSD and be okay. And then when you add the micro SD card, you'll be walking in your pocket with 5 terabytes of space on the WIN 4. Let me be specific. On the WIN 4, up to 5 terabytes of space. On the WIN MAX 2, up to 8 terabytes of space. Now, like I said before, seeing is believing, and I believe in showing the receipts. So you've already seen what I showed you here with the WIN MAX 2. Let me at least share this video from GPD's YouTube page of the WIN 4 right here, which of course looks like they just directly ripped it out of the pages of Sony's PS Vita. But it's made in China, so of course, what do you expect? And so right now they're playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and every other day they seem like they come out with a new video just showcasing what the WIN 4 can do. So for me, I personally enjoy playing on a handheld with bigger real estate. I like having a big screen when I play my fighting games, and the WIN MAX 2 is perfect for me. Besides, I like having I like being able to see what I'm doing. That's the words I'm looking for. As much as I like having my PS Vita, I haven't picked up my Vita in ages. And so I don't think this handheld would be for me because I don't like too much of a miniature. But if you want something pocketable, there it is right there, the WIN 4 with the same exact specs of the WIN MAX 2. So I'll make sure I want to sound clear on articulating that. Now, with the Max 2, you also get integrated camera. So if you do Skype, Microsoft Teams, Zoom meetings, you get the integrated camera. Integrated video game controls, as you saw, that's already there. What else? Motion controls. This actually shakes. The device has internal motion controls and will shake and vibrate like a DualShock controller of the PS3, PS4, PS5. So something I wanted to also share that with. I thought that was pretty cool that they integrated that vibration control in both handhelds, including the Max 2. What else? There's 4 speakers here. There's also Wi-Fi 6 and USB 4, since Thunderbolt doesn't work nice with AMD drivers. So I guess AMD chips doesn't have support. That's right, doesn't have support for Thunderbolt yet. So the closest equivalent is USB 4, which this device has. I will show you in the camera right here. Oop, sorry. Oop, my HDMI cord went loose. There we go. So we have USB 4. We have 4 USB 3.2s. So this device is definitely loaded, and also has a fingerprint reader as well on the front, which is about right here, a fingerprint reader. Now, what I like the most, my favorite part of this device, is the cooling. I mean, you could hardly hear the fan. This device doesn't get hot in your hand. And then you have 2 SD card slots right there. You have a full-size SD card slot and a micro SD card slot, which I think is just amazing. So, thank you so much. I know I was a little bit long-winded right there, but I wanted to make sure that I shared this information to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for joining in on Cookie Tuesday's Retro Gaming Life of the Part 1 special. Current fighting games on the Uncompromised Go on the GPD WIN MAX 2. I will see you guys next week, next Tuesday, with the next 4 current fighting games on the WIN MAX 2. I'll do a little bit more testing this time around to make sure that there's no reinstallations that I have to do with my Steam games, to make sure everything is in tip-top shape so you can see the best performance out of this device and of our current fighting games in the tournament scene. Thank you ever so much. And you can catch this video once again. You can see it again at your own leisure, or catch the restream on Fosung Elizabeth Cookie's page on YouTube under the specific folder of Strike First Twitch's restreams. There I will be more engaging with questions and answers to your questions if you decide to go to that site and leave your thoughts. So thank you so much again, and I will see you next week.